There's been criticism of winemakers who chase scores, high scores, and a lot of debate about Parker's influence. Wines that tend to be huge and overly extracted get his attention. What do you think about that, and what is it that you're trying to do?
Well, Mr. Parker, as we all know, has become the most influential critic, not only for wine, but of any type of subject matter, whether it be art. He became the most influential critic of all time, ever the world has ever known. Mm-hmm. And I don't think it'll ever happen again.
Mm-hmm. I think you're right.
With that kind of power and his ability to influence buyers, and buyers with money, if you got a big score, I mean, wineries began to chase scores because that meant you put your wines in the hands of where you wanted your wines and you could charge more. And every winery wants to optimize their profit, as does anyone in business. And so that led to, I think, a misunderstanding, and I don't think that was ever intended disservice of Mr. Parker's work. My feeling is that Robert Parker, number one, is a brilliant taster and one of the most enjoyable people on the planet to be with. And his personality, I think, came through in his writing. Mm-hmm. And that was a huge attraction to people when he was really, truly enthusiastic about wine. Passionate. And with a capital P. Mm-hmm. So, and I found him to be not interested in over-extracted wines as much as I think people thought. He was more balanced. I think there was a misconception, and I think many people really didn't understand how to get where he wanted probably to see some people go. And so that's, I felt, for example, everybody thought, and I would say, or many people thought, that they should ripen the grapes to a very high sugar level. That wasn't really the idea at all. It wasn't about the sugar, it was about getting the phenolics and the physiology of the plant fully ripe, the seeds ripe, so the tannins would be sweet.
But they misunderstood that.
And I think there were a lot of misunderstandings, finally, and so I think it went a little bit cattywampus on the whole. It got out of control, and I think everybody was influenced to some degree, and I will include myself. I mean, it's hard not to. In the 90s, we're so superheated. The economy was crazy. Right. Everything was crazy. So it just got all out of kilter, I'd say.
And now the pendulum seems to be swinging back to elegance and finesse and balance. I read a lot about balance.
Balance is back.
Balance is back.
And finesse and elegance were almost dirty words because it sort of implied wimpy or weak. And now people everybody's okay to say those words again, meaning finesse means sophistication, elegance, layers. It's more like, I don't know, for a guy that likes automobiles, it's more like power and complexity and elegance all in a balanced package. Sort of more like what you would find in a fine Porsche, for example, versus maybe a Corvette I don't know, I haven't driven a Corvette in a long time, but I had one, and it was all about power. I had one when I was a kid.
What color was it?
It was, it was blue. It
wasn't screaming yellow.
No. It was a somber blue color.
Oh, tasteful.
It was, but it didn't behave in a tasteful way.